what is the Northville Republican Club? What's it all about, and how did it get started? I'd like to lead into it this way. Of the people, by the people, for the people. 9 words, 12 syllables. What do these 9 words mean to you? Now, some people think these words came from the Declaration of Independence. They didn't. Some people think these words came from the Constitution. They didn't. But they did. Gettysburg Address, first spoken by our first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, in 1863. When I think about these 9 words, even though they didn't come from the founding documents, I think about the grand formation, the master plan that our founding fathers had in coming up with this form of governance, which is the best form of self-governance ever devised in the history of the world. This document is our Republican platform. It was issued in 2012. It'll be updated next year in 2016. Let me see a show of hands, if you don't mind, of everybody that's read that platform in all 62 pages. I agree. It's a little bit verbose, to say the least. But that being said, it's got a lot of really good stuff in it. I'll give you some examples. It talks about liberty and privacy on page 13. It talks about the sanctity and dignity of human life on pages 13 and 14. It talks about balancing the budget and a reformed tax code on pages 2 and 3. Item 4 would be rule of law, legal immigration, page 25. Item 5 would be a restoration of constitutional governments, spanning pages 9 through 13. Item 6 would be supporting our troops and vets, and that's pages 42 through 44. Item 7 is federalism and the 10th Amendment, page 10. Item 8 is voter integrity to ensure honest elections, page 11. Item 9 is domestic energy independence on page 15. And item 10 is repealing Obamacare, page 32. Now those are the 10 points that jumped out at me, but I'm sure any one of you that goes through this document will come up with your own set of 10. But this is what it is to be a Republican. Now, even though we have the best form of governance on the planet, there's a catch. And the catch is it requires 2 things. The first thing it requires is that we have participation from all the, or most of the citizens. And the second thing is that we have citizens that are aware of the facts. Now, I think what happens when there is when you don't have enough citizens that are involved, you have a disconnect. And I think the best example of a disconnect can be seen with what happened here in Michigan this year. In May, a whopping 81% of all the citizens said no to new taxes. Last week, the governor signed into law $600 million in new taxes. So, what is the Northville Republicans Club? Well, we're a group of people that are committed to providing a 2-way conduit between the people and our elected officials. So here's the bottom line. If you support the Constitution and you support the Republican platform, we invite you to join us, because I believe that if you do join us, we can and will accomplish moving our government a little bit closer to the principles of the Founding Fathers, which is of the people, by the people, for the people.